Brush, Oral Care. Nothing great going on there. FTCH. Screener. All right. Why is FTCH on there as up 12% if it's, oh, I see, dead cat bounce. Okay, yeah, no, that's bullshit. Go to JP Morgan Chase, 17 out of the last 20 years, has rallied from today for almost 3 weeks until the new year, till December 31st. And so is Caterpillar and Travelers Companies, TRV. 75 to 85% of the time, CAT and JP Morgan, JPM rally from today until December 31st. Those go to Wolf. I don't think that's going to be moving around. Hello, Darius. Morning, Daniel. Russ. JAGX. No. CatX. Yeah, there's enough of you here now. We had a CPI report, and the reaction has been negative, although we still need about 45 minutes to an hour to really see what initial direction is being taken on it. And then, of course, we need pretty much the whole trading day and probably a couple of days to see how it will be fully absorbed. But it was in line. So inflation was in line as expected. There were some pluses and minuses of just minor degrees. Nothing really surprising. Gold is bouncing off the pullback now. So I'm wondering, yeah, we're seeing that on the market as well. Oil staying low, $69. It's under $70 a barrel now. It's $69 a barrel. That's fantastic. It's going to go CCC, INAB, RSH, WLGS. I could check that one out. So far, there's basically zero picks as far as stocks that are up huge on any significant news. There are things that are up, but they're not worth putting your money in there. They're not worth sticking your wad in there. No, nothing good on WLGS. PRZO, maybe. Let's see. If you're willing to answer, I'm new to all this. Yeah, Edgar, go ahead. I don't think I typed in Cavill just now. What did I type in? Okay, I think it's going to change. It's very delayed. Cavill. Yeah, PRZO. ADTX. Yeah, I did see that on one of these. Yeah, ADTX. Okay, we'll check out ADTX. Maybe that's the hot one. No, ADTX. Pulling it up. It's acting, computers or internet is acting slow, I think. Edgar, ask your question. Go ahead. Curious Musings, you said welcome back to me, but I've been here every morning. You just have to be part of the Discord membership if you really want to make sure you catch me every morning. I'm back, but every morning, and sometimes the TikTok just malfunctions, so then and we're not able to do the TikTok streams. What is the difference between trading stocks and options? So that's your question, Edgar. Uh, Edgar, you should send me a private message, okay? Because like I need to ask you like why. What are you trying to search for answer wise there on that? So I'm trying to get an idea of what you're trying to do, and we can have a conversation. We need to have a conversation. You can't see that here on TikTok because I have that on a whole nother computer. But and I am in stocks in different ways. Could be short, could be long, and it can even be sideways. So you know, it depends on what you're trying to get. I'm in Palantir, JetBlue, Fiven, Avgo, Alf, Coin, Love, CVX, ESTC, Dick's Sporting Goods, Netflix, Beyond, ALB, DraftKings, Nike, Meta, Gold, LRCX, Starbucks, Duolingo, Now, Amazon, Tesla, RCL, Apple, to name a few. No, those are all of them. But I don't know how that helps you. I might be betting on something going down, and you're betting on something going up. Boeing. Yeah. So what about it? Can we see what stocks you have? Boeing. So I don't have Boeing. What's your question about Boeing? What are you thinking with Boeing? All right, let's see what time is it. Okay, we got 14 minutes until the market opens, and as you can see, the CPI data has been released. That's the inflation data, and it came out in line as to expectations, with minor differences than expected here or there. Very minor, and but for the most part, everything came as expected. And Jerome Powell will be delivering the interest rate decision tomorrow, along with his report. And so, coupled with today's CPI and tomorrow's report, I think we're going to see a muted market. Because CPI just basically didn't go anywhere. Yet the market kind of snapped around there on the data, and it has been selling off a little bit on the data. Yeah, Luke. So that's what I'm in. Did you hear me list off everything? Yeah. And yet, I think we still need to see what happens for the first hour of the market open to see how the everyone and the market. Okay, you're welcome, Luke. Reacts on the open market to this information. The market was up in after hours yesterday and early before the report came out, and so even though it's down on this information, it's actually above yesterday's high. It's above yesterday's close right now and high. And yesterday being an excellent entry day for long and trigger as we start coming out of this 3-week base that we've been in to continue this very strong rally that initiated. But with the Fed report coming tomorrow, today might not be able to have the conviction that it needs in order to create the continuation of a breakout rally. Yeah, I don't think so. So the timing is just a little bit off, and we'll probably fake out, and maybe we'll tuck and have an inside day today. And then tomorrow, towards the end of the day, when we get the Fed report, we'll release volatility, and then things will run. Either way, you can't predict these things, but yeah. I don't really think anytime that Jay Powell has spoken, well, with some rare exception, has anyone celebrated anything that Jay Powell said. It's always with caution and with a grain of salt. So tomorrow's going to be a lot of whiplash around when he reports the Fed rate decision. Obviously, the Fed rate decision is 99.999% chance of being that there's no change. That's not what's going to move the market. What's going to move the market is the contents of the report and what Jay Powell says, which is about if anything's changed in the long-term horizon. Because the market is a discounting mechanism. And it's like getting a 6-month health report on the goose that laid the golden egg. And so if someone's like saying, I want to buy your goose that lays the golden egg, and then the other person's like, that's fine. And the person that's buying says, but I want to wait and see what Jay Powell says about the next 6 months of your golden goose. And the seller says, I understand. Report comes out, and it turns out, the goose is going to come up a little bit short over the next, year, and it doesn't have a, strong outlook. Well, okay, that's going to affect how much you're going to pay right now for the golden goose. So anything that produces income, anything that cash flows like that, the future is what determines the current price, the future. So That's why sometimes when you get a good report or a good earnings report, it doesn't matter that the past was good and it was a profitable quarter. The only thing that changes current price is what the future uh, looks like. That's the only thing. Current price is based on the future. All right, 9:21. So we've got about 8 minutes before the market opens, and we've combed through all the opportunities. I don't know. Did I take a look at ADTX? It's up at 85% right now. I'm going to take another look at ADTX just to be sure that I didn't miss something here. Oh yeah, ADTX does have an excellent signature here for day trading, for intraday day trading. Is obviously it's a piece of shit stock, but you know it might have some momentum on whatever news is going on here. Oh, it's an acquisition deal. Okay, so yeah, we can't even trade that. That's not going to go anywhere from short videos. Okay. RJ, good morning. Oh, don't forget to give me a screenshot, you know, and then I can give you like, maybe you should just do it now so you don't forget. And then later, you know, I'll give you like my 2 cents, and that 2 cents you can read later when you're able to read it. But that 2 cents will turn out to be very valuable to you. Yeah. So, you know, you got a free volunteer mentor, you know, take advantage. Yes. They are acquiring, not being acquired. Free information. Is that right? Oh, okay. I read the news wrong. Well, anyway, you guys, ADTX then might be something that's tradable today. There seems to be some exciting acquisition news on ADTX. As I mentioned earlier, if anybody missed it, JP Morgan and Caterpillar, both historically have rallied from this day until December 31st, 17 out of the last 20 years. And the average return on that is only about 2%. But if you were looking for any kind of positive long position, you know, that might be a possibility. So 19 days for the trade from here to December 31st, JP Morgan and Caterpillar, CAT, and JPM. Does that mean there's a 17% chance? I mean, does that mean there's 17 out of 20, you know, an 80% chance or so of it rallying from here until the 31st? It depends. Depends on a lot of things. So, but maybe it's done at 17 out of the last 20. Yesterday, Shake Shack signal went out like just in after hours. You could have picked some of it up in after hours. That's a beautiful bottom reversal breakout on high volume, change of character, earnings release catalyst, bottom reversal on Shake Shack, SHAK. It's just a smidge up from where it closed yesterday, and so there's still a bit of an opportunity there, and could even obviously dip or retrace 50% of yesterday's move. So there's opportunity there, and you know that could be an excellent swing trade. It's got a lot of runway. About you know, earnings are on the middle of February, so you've got 2 months of clear runway and even potential run up to earnings at the end there on Shake Shack. It's profitable and has slim margins, but They've been increasing over the last 4 quarters. So more, and demand has been increasing. That's what you can't control. You know, that's the most important thing, is that marketplace demand for their products have been increasing. So whatever they're doing, social media, whatever, is getting the word out. It's working. And then on top of that, last 4 quarters, they've been improving their internal processes, and they've reached, the last 3 quarters have reached profitability, and some of their best margins of 2.5%. Maybe they can up those margins somehow without raising prices. I'm not sure, that's up to them how they work that out. No, I don't think BRSH is. It's a good question though. I looked at it. I don't think it is worth a swing. Or it could take a few more days to really, like, to be sure about it. There were also a couple of other alerts as well from yesterday. The SOXL, the SOXL, the semiconductor index, VIRC, VIRC, SAVA, BIG, lots, BIG, LRCX and GCT, PDD and AVGO, Duolingo, and DraftKings. So those were all the alerts from yesterday in our Discord group. That's the only place that I post alerts all throughout the day. Yeah, so it's pretty low quality as far as stocks to trade this morning. So we'll just be watching the market, and but there are some opportunities that might come out of the gate here once the market opens. So we'll see. Don't forget about Penn on a breakout, possibly to 30s. Okay. CGC on dips. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Penn. I mean, it's been doing well over the last few months. I gotta see the volume on this Penn because I don't think there's an opportunity here. Let me see. Volume's coming up in just a second. Maybe. Yeah, there is heightened volume. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, no, I'm thinking the 2650 is the most important level to clear right now. If it can do that, which it looks like it can, it could do well. The only problem is it's declining profitability. Margins are sinking, and last quarter was unprofitable. So something changed though, because they've been moving, and I guess it's possibly on whatever was in the conference call from the last earnings report, because it's been going up since that bad earnings report. The proof is in the pudding, though. We'll see in the next earnings report how they're doing. All right, 10 seconds before the market opens. First 60 seconds is where you would be setting your highs and lows on anything you're interested in getting into. And then whichever side it breaks, that could be your signal for that direction. Okay. Right out of the gate, the market is... I need some updates on these candlesticks here, guys. Selling off in the growth market, but now being bought up. So, okay. First 60 seconds, they're very volatile. That's normal. It's the same, sideways. The VIX is improved. I think that no change in CPI basically means no surprise and no change. A release of volatility, and that we would move green today. And the VIX actually does concur that a little bit. There's some VIX divergence, but the dollar has weakened. And I think the market is basically working from the dollar right now, and rates are holding a little bit stronger. ADTX is suspended for trading. Okay, that could mean halt. It's probably halted. Is anybody in save with me? Spirit Airlines. That trade is moving along. I think that's a spread trade or a covered call or various trades we have set up on save. Let's take a little look at JP Morgan since we were talking about it. Shake Shack continuing. JP Morgan. Okay, the market definitely selling off now. Yesterday and the day before were all green good days on the market. So the market has a lot of room to retrace. Yeah, JP Morgan's just been a straight shot up. Wow, as slow as JP Morgan moves, 17% in 20 days. Has earnings in a month. And it is sitting at a breakout level right now. So the prophecy might be true on JP Morgan and Caterpillar. Let's take a look at Cat. Netflix could move up. I don't think so. Well, it would depend on the market. I don't think it has any independent reason why to move up right now, independent of the market. Avgo is short squeezing. Okay. That's fine. I alerted Avgo a couple days ago for members. Yesterday. Yeah, I alerted Avgo yesterday for members to get in. Let me continue looking at Caterpillar. Okay. Caterpillar not as perfect as JP Morgan as far as the setup goes, but the return on JP Morgan to be expected around 2% for just 3 weeks. But anything long right now is interesting. Yeah, let me look at Avgo. Anything going up right now has got relative strength. Value stocks dropping. That's interesting. Growth and value. Growth and value dropping. So are staples. So is healthcare. Okay. Energy really steeply dropping off. So is oil. The trade of the day could be shorting energy. Anything in energy, shorting energy. Wow. Energy really steeply dropping off. But what's more interesting is that everything is selling off simultaneously, including gold. Where the hell is it going? Where's all the money going? I'm not seeing a sector. It's going into bonds. It's going into rates. It's going into bonds. It's going into the bond market. Everything is being taken off the table and being put into bonds. That's very interesting. But here's the most interesting thing is whenever we see all sectors moving in the same direction like that, all asset classes, except, equity wise, moving in the same direction, it means it's going to be an all day of that direction. So we could expect today to be potentially moving red all day relentlessly without giving up, without ever letting up. And that can really catch people by surprise because they might be trying to catch a bottom, and today there will be no bottom potentially. And so you're going to get kicked out of every, a longing attempt that you try. Yeah, Avgo doing okay. It's making new highs. It's roughly sideways. Now, right off of the open, yeah, sorted by our biggest group of strongest stocks right now are about 80% moving down off the open, and only 20% of them are moving up. And those 20% are barely doing anything. That'd be like Discover Card Financial Services, Ulta, PDD, Snow, MSTR, EXPE. Those names, ESTC, which we got in, those names are doing pretty much holding the open and moving up slightly. Great. But almost everything else, Lulu, Coin, RCL, W Day, Wing, Target, Burl, Deck, Roku, Williams Sonoma, Dick's Sporting Goods, Crocs, Elf, Globe. All these stocks are moving down off of the open. They're not able to hold their own independent demand. So looking at like one of the best ones, which is holding the open and moving up about 0.5%, Ulta. Let's go take a look at that. ADTX, is that halted? Yeah. Up? Is that not unhalted? Okay, I guess it's going to stay there. SoFi and Nvidia, probably not doing well. Ulta, not a lot of trades have transpired. It's pretty thin. Let me see if I can get. Perhaps my feed is not feeding me data. Hold on. Let's see if we can get some more data to come in here on Ulta. Okay, no, that's it. Yeah, Ulta very thinly traded, but moving up, providing a green over red on pullback entry cheat signal in this cluster after this clustered base flag that's formed after recent earnings pop about a week and a half ago. I still wouldn't buy it, literally that expression, I don't buy it. I wouldn't buy it right here. I would wait to see how the next couple of days macro affects everything, you know. How many of you, after, following me for a long time, or even a short time, whatever, now understand the importance of following the macro and understanding that the opportunities come when the macro environment allows it. I think, that's something a lot of beginning traders just don't think of at all. And then an intermediate trader doesn't give enough credence to, but the advanced trader, uh, you know, heeds. So Alta on lower than average projected volume is moving up more, and that ESTC and some other stocks that we've been talking about the last couple of days, and some of them of which we're in. I'm going to take a quick look at Beyond. That's one of my holdings that's moving against me, it looks like. Let's see what it's doing. Beyond is hitting almost 11. Oh, yeah, that still works for me. I have a 12.5 call that I sold, and that's underneath the 200 moving average. So it should find resistance up there. I've got nothing to worry about on that one. So even though sometimes, and actually now it's positive again, even though sometimes you might get a stronger negative when you're doing the spread trading, you have to look at all the metrics, and that's what I'm hopefully going to be able to teach you this Thursday night, because theta, for example, is how much you'll lose or gain selling options per day in premium decay, in theta decay. You'll make that money regardless, just for the passing of time. They call it, the time Greek, theta. Now, if that amount is like, let's say the stock, however, has moved in such a way that you're down, let's say $100 on that move, whatever the stock did today, but your theta is $58, let's say. Well, then by the end of the day today and by tomorrow morning, you'll have recouped $58 of that $100 stock move that went out of your direction, and that in 2 days you should encapsulate that move with profit, right? And so when you sell spreads, your P&L is not just based on price moving around. And so you become a multi-dimensional trader like that, in that way. And price moves might not scare you. In fact, sometimes, the theta will provide you more than the amount you'd be down or up, depending on the price moves of the underlying stock and how it affects your position. And so, you have nothing to worry about on top of nothing to worry about. And that's partially why it's like trading in slow motion, is because you just got to see things through a little bit and let that theta trickle in and have its say. It's sort of like a court case. It's like, all right, God damn, that was damning, right? That witness, whatever it was, holy fuck, right? And then the price went down, whatever it was, okay? And that's the equivalent of like some bad, damning testimony, right? Then, theta is going to have its day in court. It comes up there as a witness, and it's like, whoa, and it just washes away, the other problem. You have one problem, and it's a negative, and you have another thing that's a positive going on. So you have positives and negatives, dancing around, and it becomes your job starts to become assessing the risks that the positives have on the negatives, the positive risks, obviously the benefits, and then the risks that the negatives have on the positives, and you got to put it together and kind of like see, how's this going to go, how's this going to flow. In the meantime, Beyond has moved down, as you can see. All right, everybody, let's move back into the group, and I'll send out alerts as they come up throughout the day. The market definitely is bleeding out, but it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing compared to how much we moved yesterday. So far, we've retraced a fifth of yesterday's day. So, it looks terrible, but it's healthy movement. And we had like 5, 6, 7 days up in a row of higher highs and higher lows. So it's okay if we get a little pullback. And in fact, technically, right now, the market has ascribed a higher low and a higher high. So unless today's low gets below yesterday's low, there's no change in all of that. All right, see you back in the group, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.